We're joined live right now by our very own Marcus Greaves. Nobody knows the game better. Marcus, you're downtown right now. You're at soccer headquarters, Live Live Soccer headquarters at the center. You got a great view of the stadium. What does it sound like? What does it feel like as Argentina and England and all their supporters are really in this last window before things kick off?
Yeah, Zach, I'll tell you this, is that leading up to here, we've been here for about 3 hours now, and leading up to this, I mean, you can kind of just feel the momentum building. I mean, there was a sea of fans from both Argentina and England. I mean, and the streets were absolutely packed. I know this is our last match here in Atlanta, so everybody wants to get the full experience one last time. And Zach, you and I talked about this yesterday. It's just been a fantastic time for the entire city and, of course, the soccer community, not just here, but in the U.S. and around the world. So it's been really cool to see everybody really flood into Atlanta and experience this. As for the match itself, you already said it. The winner punches their ticket to take on Spain in the FIFA World Cup final. And it's really been an interesting path for both of these teams. They're both ranked in the top 5 in the FIFA rankings. We did say it yesterday, do the rankings matter as much? Probably not, but us here in America, of course, we love to put the numbers to it. These guys are ranked this, these guys are ranked that. But more importantly, both of these teams have faced adversity to get here. I mean, you look at a team like Argentina, of course, they are the top team in FIFA, so everybody is running and gunning for them, giving them their best shot. And throughout this entire tournament, we really haven't seen Argentina play their best match. Again, they beat Egypt, scoring 3 goals in about 14 minutes, which is something we won't ever see again. And then even in this last match against Switzerland, they didn't even play their best, and Switzerland was down to 10 players at one point. So it's been really interesting just to see how Argentina has found ways to get the job done. And then you look at a team like England, who had to go to Mexico City. They got the job done, beat Mexico on their home turf. And then you play a team like Norway, who they've surprised a lot of people, but England was able to get the job done there as well. We did talk about it yesterday again, Zach, is that you see a guy like Jude Bellingham. I mean, we have really seen him come into his prime in these last few weeks, which has been fantastic. But again, all roads lead to right here in Atlanta. Whoever can overcome this, one another, I mean, they're going to be playing Spain, so it's going to be interesting to see. And Zach, these two teams have played each other 4 times now. The last time was back in 2002. The one and only David Beckham led England to the 1-0 victory over Argentina. But, I mean, just the vibe, the energy, and you know what's at stake here in this one today. So I'm excited. I'm sure all these fans are excited. And there's still people packed downstairs and down in the street, but it's setting up to be a great one.
Yeah, you talk about all roads lead to Atlanta today. It's a saying we've used a lot in Georgia sports because it always seems to be true here. You know, we heard from an England supporter a little bit earlier in the program. Grace King interviewed him, and he pointed out, talking about the stakes of this game, he said, look, it's about the game on the field, but also so much more. This is a deep rivalry that goes back to politics. It goes back to the Falklands War decades ago. There's a lot going on here, and both of these sides, these supporters, they remember all of this. The England fans, as you'd expect, they're all in for their guys. Argentina and their supporters, they famously travel very well too. Marcus, what have you seen from the Argentinian supporters today?
Well, Zach, I'll tell you this. Our Maria Martin was actually down earlier in the march, and she came up and we were talking about it. She showed me some of the videos. It was spectacular. I mean, the amount of Argentina fans that have shown up, and really, it's not just here in Atlanta. Anywhere they play, they have traveled well. And at one point, I was looking around wondering, where the heck are all the England fans? Now, I did see them, obviously, but that wasn't until a little later because the Argentina fans were everywhere. The support was crazy. They had the drums. They were playing the music. They had the chants. I mean, of course, once you win the FIFA World Cup like they did a few years ago, they have all the confidence in the world, and it does make things easier, Zach, when you have somebody like Messi as your star player. But, you know, just to see the support from these guys, it's been impressive, and knowing that no matter where they travel and play, it seems like a home match for them. So I'm sure that's going to help this team. It's going to help the players. But as for the fans, anybody I've talked with, they've just been like, this is kind of normal for us because we always have been known to travel. We always show up for our team and our guys. So it's been really cool to see how those Argentina fans have been traveling, especially here in Atlanta. They said it's been a great experience, but more importantly, of course, they have a chance to punch their ticket to the final. So, you know, they're showing out and they're ready for it.
You know, Marcus, we talked about this yesterday a little bit here in the stream, and I think it's worth revisiting. We're coming to the closing end of our journey here in Atlanta. being a
Yeah.
host city of this World Cup. We've gotten so many great matches here. This is going to be the last one here in Atlanta. We're looking at this live shot now of the Bend. So many great football games. You know, the American version, football, took place and will keep taking place there in the Bends. But do you think this experience for us here in Atlanta and here in Georgia, getting to really be on the international stage and showcase us as a soccer city, is growing the game of soccer and the appreciation for it here in Atlanta, and it's going to keep growing even after the World Cup is over?
Yeah, I definitely think so. And I can tell you from my own personal experience, Marie and I were actually speaking earlier where, we were both saying this has been such a fun experience, easily one of the top 2, top 3 best moments we've had covering sports throughout our entire careers. But I mean, even just from somebody like myself, of course, I've loved soccer, but I think it's taken this to a whole new level where I get to see this is really what the fans are all about. This is really what the game is about. Of course, on the pitch, it's very important. You love the goals. You love the vibe. You love the energy inside the stadiums. But really outside of it, seeing how the culture in this game has really brought a lot of people together and really a new love for soccer for a lot of people. Talking to my mom, talking to my older brother, there's some of the people who are saying, I've never really watched soccer, but this has been a great time. Like, my mom is rooting for England today. My brother's rooting for Argentina. So even in my own family, I can kind of see the vibe and really the love for soccer starting to grow. And it's moments like this where everybody needs a moment to fall in love with a sport. Whether you're young or old, this is a moment for a lot of people to really say, this is why I started watching soccer. I can remember back in Atlanta where, Argentina took on England in the semifinals. That's my reason why I watch soccer. So this has been an awesome experience, not just for me, not just for everybody back at the station, but of course the city, the community of Atlanta, and of course here in the U.S.
Marcus, we know it's going to be a busy afternoon for you and the rest of the crew down there. One last question before we let you go, as we talk about sort of the sunset moment of our experience with the World Cup here. Is there one memory that's going to stick out in your mind when you look back on this time being in the city, covering the tournament, getting to do what we do?
I would say seeing Cabo Verde, the very first match we had here in Atlanta, take on Spain, obviously a powerhouse who made their way to the final. But seeing the fans from Cabo Verde and just their experience, seeing a country that has not had any success in the World Cup be able to come in and have some success, that's something that has stuck with me this whole time. And that was one of the moments that really made me sit back and say, this has been amazing. The World Cup is about as great as it gets. I mean, even right now, I'm hearing the fans in that stadium chanting. I mean, Zach, it is unbelievable. And just the fact that we've been able to experience it here in Atlanta, I mean, we couldn't have asked for a better time.
All the way from here. What a gift, what a treat that we've all gotten to experience. One more ride coming up now in less than 7 minutes.
Sir.
Marcus Greaves, thank you very much. Good luck. We look forward to talking with you a little bit later.